to another edition of the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week. I'm Al Wheaton, joined in the booth by my co-host Willie Gaston. Willie, tonight we're at Ladd Peebles Memorial Stadium. It is senior night and homecoming night for the Davidson Warriors. They're playing host to the number 2 ranked team in the state, Fairhope Pirates. It's going to be a tall task for the Warriors tonight, Willie. Is this a trap game for Fairhope?
I'm going to give you the bewildered look face. Because right now, to have Fairhope, the number 2 team in the state, as your homecoming game, that's almost like a slap in the face to Fairhope right now. But right now, Davidson just has to put a game plan together and just hopefully everything will work out right for them.
Absolutely. They got their first win last week, coming off a 5-game losing streak. So it is very important tonight for the Warriors to continue to win, because that keeps their playoff hopes alive. If you're Coach Fred Riley, Willie, what are you talking to your team about tonight?
Well, right now you're telling your team, look, we got our first win last week. Let's continue with it. Let's go out here, play hard, and have fun. And as long as we can do that, we can come out on top. But the main thing is we have to have fun.
Absolutely. As we look at the Region 1 standings right there, you can see it's a tall order for the Warriors tonight. Looks like we're having the kickoff. Davidson's kicking off the ball, and Fairhope receives. And we have action starting for the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week. Fairhope is going to come out led by quarterback Gray Jackson, number 10. I had an opportunity to speak with the coach earlier this evening. He says Jackson's doing a great job leading the team. The Pirates, again, ranked number 2 in the state, Willie. So pretty much they've just got to win out and, handle their business, and they'll get the number 1 seed in the region.
Yes, they will. And the important thing is this could be a trap game for Fairhope just because they feel like they have a better record.
Right.
They're looking at Davidson's record saying, well, we should have this in hand. But the main thing is they have to go ahead and take care of business tonight.
Hand off to Kirksey for a small gain. Gets over to about the 36-yard line. A lot of things going on in Region 1 action. Some more games happening tomorrow night. We'll talk about that later on. This seems to be a very tough region in this area. Kind of reminds you that SEC West we mentioned last week, Willie.
Yes, it is. And one of the main things is you just can't afford to continue to lose. You might get by with 2, but 3 would be devastating.
2nd 4 handoff again to Kirksey. Runs around the left edge. Close to a first down there. We'll take a look.
Kirksey was tackled by Tyler Jackson, number 24.
And they've got the first down. Fairhope already moving the ball on the Warriors.
Yes, right now they're just trying to they basically right now is trying to establish the run game.
Absolutely. Another handoff to Kirksey. He's met by some of the Warriors, maybe a slight gain, 1 or 2 yards.
And as you see right now, Fairhope is going with their basic run game, the read option. And right now they're just trying to establish the run, put a drive together, eat up some clock.
I can tell you that. 10:42 left in the first quarter. Great weather tonight. It is feeling like fall football for real, Willie.
Yes, it is. It's not too hot, not too cold. As they say in the 3 Bears, just right.
I can agree with you on that. Fairhope moving the ball pretty well. 2nd and 6.
Ball's gone.
Jackson throws the ball across the middle and connects. Looks like it possibly maybe Chris Sanford. No, I'm sorry, Jawan Robinson. Great pass. Let's take a look at the replay here.
As you see, he looks to his left, comes back right down the middle to Mr. Robinson. And Mr. Robinson did not want to go down.
The Fairhope Pirates have already moved into the Warriors area right at the 20 and looking to score early in this matchup. Pitch out again at Kirksey at the 10, almost down to about the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and Kirksey hurdles.
Literally.
He hurdles number 10.
For the Warriors there?
Yep.
Kanan Sylvester.
Yes, I couldn't find him on my sheet. But you seeing the athleticism of Fairhope.
Absolutely. 1st and goal from about the 6 for the Pirates. in Warriors territory, and they're looking to punch in early. Kirksey around the edge. Almost. Looks like he's out at about the 1.
He's out at the 1.
We could
and
have
number 32, Travis Barnes, makes the tackle.
We could have some early scoring. 9:31 left in the first quarter.
And if you're Davidson for your homecoming game, this is not how you want to start it out.
I agree with you on that. Not the way you want to get homecoming night started out. You're right, Willie. Let's see what the Pirates are going to set up with a formation here. Try to punch this one in. 2nd and goal. Kirksey again, and he scores. The Pirates are on the board already.
And if you looked at their drive, I guess, was 7 plays.
Absolutely.
7 plays, and it was pretty much 6 runs, 1 pass.
Absolutely. Hayden Terrell lines up for the point after attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. Fairhope starts out 7-0 over the Warriors. 9:25 left in the first quarter. You are watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We'll be back in one moment.
Here, the MCPSS mobile app. It's a way for you to stay connected and informed with all of the happenings around the school district. Receive weather alerts. Check your child's grades and homework. Plus more. Watch sports, original programming, find school locations, and read the latest news. Stay connected with all your favorite social networking sites. Download it today for free.
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Fairhope is already out to a 7-0 lead over the Davidson Warriors. And Willie, this is not how you want to start off homecoming night. You just mentioned that to us.
No, you don't. I mean, right now, Davidson's put a lot of pressure on their offense, because if they don't score, that can mean a world of problems for the Warriors.
Absolutely. Kick is off, taken at about the 8-yard line. The Warriors making a move up to about the 20. He's brought down. We'll get our first look at the Warriors offense, led by Coach Fred Riley.
Hayden Maxey on the return.
Coach Riley has not lost more than 5 games and not had a losing season in 10 years at Davidson, Willie. So with 3 games remaining in the season and their overall record at 2-3, I want to say the pressure's on, but the pressure might be on.
Well, they still have an opportunity to finish at 500. I think the main thing for him, he has a young team, and right now I think he's more looking towards next year right now.
I got you there. Marquise Manuel takes a snap, hands off to the receiver, came over the edge. Looked like he's taken down for a loss there.
Number 4, Tanner Williams on the tackle for Fairhope.
Warriors backed up about a yard. We'll call it 2nd and 11 as they're trying to get some things going on the offense for them.
I think the main thing that Davidson needs to establish, they need to stay out of 2nd and long. They want to keep their downs and distance short to where it goes towards their strengths of running the football.
I got you there. Manuel takes the handoff and hands it off to the running back there. Looks like Dante Edwards. Tremendous game, great game for the Warriors. Edwards is part of the backfield combination. Edwards and Reese have rushed for about 800 yards together. Look at the replay here.
And basically both teams are a mirror image of each other. Both of them like the read option. And it looked like at the end Dante just ran out of a little gas there.
He is a sophomore. Warriors do have a young team. Had a chance to speak with Coach Riley earlier. So there are some sophomores and juniors on this team. So that may be somewhat indicative of their record overall coming in tonight.
But that is a big plus to get a big run like that.
First and 10 at the Pirates 19. They're in the red zone. Manuel up the middle to the side. Significant gain, about 6 or 7 yards there.
And what you see from both teams love the read option.
Right.
They just mirror images of each other. And the only difference is, really, there's no difference.
Right. Great look into the backfield there with the call coming in from Manuel. 8 minutes left in the first quarter. We're live at Ladd-Peebles Stadium in Mobile. Davidson on the move. Manuel keeps it after faking the option. Oh, runs into his own player there.
Manuel couldn't wait.
But he does get the first down.
He does get the first down.
Keeps the drive alive.
And he runs right up Dante Edwards' back. Runs right up his back.
Manuel is a sophomore himself, 5'6", 166. So this team is pretty much coming together and all kind of, if you want to call it, on the job experience, will it being sophomores and juniors here.
Yes, which will benefit them in the long run.
Absolutely. Hand off to number 20, Dante Edwards, and the Warriors are on the board.
That's how you answer the number 2 team in the state.
Great drive. Set up by that long run by Edwards earlier.
Yes, right now, Davis is playing with a lot of confidence.
They are.
They're opening up holes, handing the ball off to Dante. And, I mean, it's going. Manuel does a few keepers, and they're on the board.
Time for the point after attempt for the Warriors. Kick is up, and it's good. Well, the Warriors have tied it up 7-7. I have to say, Willie, you get punched in the mouth by the Pirates, and you come right back and give a blow yourself. So the Warriors are saying, hey, you're not going to come and mess with our homecoming tonight here. 7-7, 7:24 left in the first quarter.
Yes, and that's what you want from your team. I mean, right now, they're not playing like a 2-3 team.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing like, hey, we know we're in a fight. You're not going to punch us in the mouth and not going to get hit back.
Absolutely.
And that's what they did so far. So hopefully they can keep it up.
Absolutely. The Pirates come in averaging 40 points a contest. The Warriors defense are giving up 25.5. So we should see some points on the board tonight for this matchup here.
Yes, we should.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Pirates going to get the ball back.
And back deep for the Pirates is
game officials tonight. Referee Alan Duhan, Jonathan Moffitt, Daniel Cipher, Jerry Burns, Jackie Grissom, and Carl McDowell. So far, no flags so far there.
Well, that means it's a good, clean game.
Absolutely. They say it's a good game if you notice the officials are not even there.
That's it.
Here's kickoff from Spence Shantanvani, taken at about the 7-yard line by the Pirates. Great run back from the Pirates, number 85 there. We're going to get a name.
Cody Grakowski.
Great run back. Sets up the Pirates in great field position. Ball about to 31. 7:14 left in the first quarter. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Will it feel so good? Do you want to go down there and join?
No.
But I'm sure a night like tonight, back when you were playing, man, would feel good.
Oh, yeah.
Great weather, not too hot, not too cold.
Back then, I had less meat on my bones. So
Pirates come out, trips to the left. Look like they're going deep. Kirksey, outstretched arms, just could not connect.
Pass intended for Kersey.
Fairhope sending a message there.
And Sylvester on the coverage.
We just talked about the points that they're averaging, 40 points a game. Number 2 team in the state. Had a chance to look at the rankings this morning. Everyone in the top 10 in 7A pretty much won, except for Murphy last week, but they retained their number 9 ranking. Their number 10 ranking, and Foley retained their number 9. So not much movement in the rankings. Baker still at 7, Fairhope still number 2, Hoover still number 1. And we brought up the officials, and here they are with their first appearance tonight.
We jinxed it.
Fairhope will get a redo on that one. Just add 5 more yards to a 2nd and 15 for him.
No, Fairhope came out on the first play of this series. They came out with the first play of this series and went deep.
Sure did. Sure did. Jackson takes a snap. Hands off to Kirksey. Gets it past just the original line of scrimmage we have, maybe.
Travis
5-6
Barnes
yards.
on the tackle.
Tried to strip it there. That's a smart thing to do.
Yeah,
You're not
but
protecting the
you
ball.
want to, when you're a young team and you're a defense person, you want to start getting turnovers early. And that's what Barnes tried to do. He tried to strip the ball and create a turnover early in the game.
3rd and 8, little screen flare pass there to Kirksey, and he is met by several Warriors. Defense makes a stand there.
Right now, Davison's defense is playing with a lot of confidence. A lot of confidence.
Should set them up for some great field position after taking the punt here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it does. And number 86 back for Davidson. Hayden Maxey back to return for the Warriors.
Stoppage in play. The Pirates call a timeout. We'll be right back after this break. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV.
I've got smartboard that's
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Willie, the Pirates took a timeout before the punt. Maybe they had a formation issue going on. Not enough
Yes,
men on the
because
field.
now it looks like they're gone to a tight punt.
And we got some trickeration here. And
Wow.
it's snuffed out by the Warriors at the 30-yard line. I was just about to ask you, when you take a timeout like that, maybe formation, could it be a trick play? And lo and behold, they attempt one.
And I don't think everyone was on the same page on that play.
Snapped it to the up back, Josh Nash, and he is wrapped up. The Warriors are sitting pretty at the 30-yard line in Pirate territory. And they could take a commanding lead here.
I don't know what caused that. As a coach, you want to get them, you want to get your trick play in early, but that was just odd.
It was. 1st and 10 at the 30 for the Warriors. Up the middle, handoff to the running back.
Dante Edwards.
He may got a yard or two there. This is a prime opportunity. Davidson does not need to relinquish. They need to get some points on the board here.
Yes, they do. They had a momentum right now.
Absolutely.
And how you keep the momentum when you get a turnover in great field position like that right now, you put your drive together and you put points on the board. Not a field goal. You need a touchdown.
Right. I would say Thursday night, homecoming night, senior night, great turnout for the Warrior faithful, so they want to keep them excited, get some points on the board. Hand off to the receiver around the edge. Number 23, David Reese. Great gain down to about the 4. We're going to mark it at here. About the 4-yard line. Awesome play.
Watch the stiff arm here. Wow.
That's a big-time play, Willie.
That looked like an Adrian Peterson stiff arm.
I know back in your defensive days, you wouldn't take too kindly to that, would you?
Now I try to yank his arm out of socket. Everybody said that was a dirty play. I said, that's not dirty. You tried to put your hand in my face.
Yeah, let's keep you up here in the booth. Let's keep you up in the booth. 1st and goal for the Warriors. Manuel hands off. Edwards up the middle. Slight gain, 1 or 2 yards. Gets them closer to the goal line.
Number 46, Joshua Nash on the tackle, senior. Right now, what you're liking what you're seeing from the young Warrior team right now.
Absolutely.
They have the momentum, and they trying to put it in the end zone.
This would definitely send a message to the Pirates here if they can put this one in. 3:52 left in the first quarter. High snap, handoff, and he literally walks in the end zone.
I think right now, Fairhope is still asleep.
Edwards 5'9", 186, and he just gingerly walked in the end zone. Puts the Warriors up 13-7.
And you think Fairhope is looking past Davidson? Because the way it's looking, they're not awake. They're not here in this game yet.
Oh, yeah.
It is still early. They're not out of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But you don't expect for a 2-3 team.
We'll be right back. The Warriors up 14-7. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. I'm Al Wheaton, joined in the booth by Willie Gaston. Davidson up 14-7, kicking off to the Pirates. And they are looking to return that score back on Davidson. Great run back to about the 34-yard line for Fairhope.
Cody Grakowski on the return. They keeping it away from number 9. Mr. Robinson.
Mr. Robinson.
They keeping it away out. They keeping the ball out of Mr. Robinson's neighborhood right now.
I had a slight feeling you were going to say that, Willie. Well, I will say this: with that last series, they didn't have it in their own neighborhood.
No, they did.
Messed up, botched punt, and the Warriors took advantage.
No, and you wonder why the coaches decided this early in the game to go for a fake punt.
Jackson takes a snap, steps back and escapes and gains a few yards, lost his footing. But he was pretty much snuffed out by the Warriors defense there.
Yep, number 50, Darian Coleman on the tackle. He gets his sack. And right now, this looks like Davidson's really winning the battle on the front line.
Right. Ball on 37. About 2nd and 6, maybe 2nd and 7 for Fairhope. Hands off to Kirksey. They went back to him. They hadn't handed him the ball in a while. It looks like he may have the first down for Fairhope.
Now for Davidson on the tackle, Mr. Pope.
Davidson and Fairhope have met 25 times, Willie, with Fairhope leading the series 19-6. They last met in the first round of playoffs back in 2012, so this is their first meeting in about 2 years. Jackson with a pass to Winton Blunt, cuts across the middle to the edge. taken down at about the 21. They're in Warriors territory, and looks like Fairhope may have things back together, Will.
Yep, they're trying to answer right now. And Travis Barnes again on the tackle. Travis has already had 3 tackles already tonight.
You've called his name a few times tonight.
Yes. But you like to see, if you're Fairhope, you're happy that you're getting a lot of yak after the catches.
Absolutely. First and 10 at the Warriors 21. Jackson steps back. He looks. He was going, it believes, for number 8, Chris Sanford over there. Overthrew him just a bit.
And on that particular play, what Fairhope did was what we call a smash route, where you have the inside slot receiver going for a corner route.
Or do you want the yards? Fine.
Oh, we have a flag on the play.
We do.
All right, take it too long. Right away. Here we go.
We both missed it because I didn't see it.
Illegal man downfield against Fairhope. Penalty's been declined. Second down.
I think we were too busy looking at Sanford trying to catch it, and we missed the flag. But Davidson declines the penalty.
Which is smart on their part. What they're trying not to do is give Fairhope another opportunity.
Absolutely.
They're trying to cut down the touches on the field, which is a smart thing to do for Coach Riley, because right now he feels like his defense can hold them these next 2 plays and force them into a field goal.
Second and 10, 2:18 left in the first quarter. Fairhope on the move, looking to score. Hand off to Kirksey. Makes a cut, finds a great opening. Gets close to the first down marker, maybe 2-yard shot.
As you watch the replay, they're running the read option. And he's just basically just feeling his way down the field. And number 43, Juwan Poe, is on the tackle. That's his second tackle tonight. Right now, these 2 safeties for Davidson are having a real active night.
Right. Third and 3, ball at the 14. Fairhope can make a first down. They don't have to put it in the end zone right now. Jackson weaves his way, gets the first down inside the 5. New set of downs for the Pirates to try to get some more points on the board and notch it up at 14. They're down 14-7.
Number 82, James Potter on the tackle. As you watch the replay, just following his blocks.
Absolutely.
Knew he needed to get 3. Just goes in.
Pitches out to Kirksey. Takes it in for the score. And Fairhope returns the points back to Davidson. After that last series where they had that botched punt, and Davidson took advantage, Fairhope drives back down and say, we're going to answer back. Keep this game interesting.
It's a very interesting game. I mean, both teams right now, this is like the heavyweight championship fight right now.
Got one punch after another. Hayden Terrell back for the extra point. Kick is up. It is no good. Davidson still in the lead, 14-13. Will that one come back to haunt Fairhope later? Stick with us, we'll find out. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We're live at Lad People's Memorial Stadium in Mobile. Beautiful shot of the RSA Tower with the skyline there in Mobile. And we got some great football action. All right, Willie, I'm going to bring in the Alabama reference. 14-13. That was the score last week up in Fayetteville.
I don't think this game going up that way.
I don't think it will either. I don't think it will either. But quite a surprise, the missed extra point on the Pirates there.
Yes, it is. And We'll wait to see whether or not that comes back to haunt them.
Absolutely. But I think it will continue to make this game interesting later on. Great kick from the Pirates. Taken about at about the 1 yard line for the Warriors there.
Number 86, Hayden Maxey on the return.
.59 seconds left in the first quarter. Davidson up 14-13. I would say coming into the game, you would not think that would probably be the score as we approach the end of the first quarter.
No, looking at both teams, looking at the records, if you just someone that just traveling along decided, hey, let me go check out this game.
Right.
You wouldn't expect this.
No, you wouldn't. Fairhope is the number 2 ranked team in the state. Davidson came off a 5-game losing streak, picked up a win last week. So they are excited. It's homecoming night. Marquise Manuel takes a snap and is met immediately for a loss.
By number 44.
I think Manuel had other intentions and they
Yes,
shut that
he
down
did.
quickly. At this point, if you're Davidson, you don't want to go 3 and out.
Mr. Fuqua on the tackle.
Yeah, clock running 30, 29, 28. 2nd and 12. They give him a 2-yard loss for the Warriors there. Hands off. Hands off to Edwards, looked like, and he is stopped at the line. Maybe he got back to the line of scrimmage. We'll see where they spotted at.
Charles Davis on the tackle for Fairhope. Charles Jones is on the tackle. I'm sorry about that.
And we have come to the end of the first quarter, I believe. Davidson up 14-13 over Fairhope. We'll be right back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. To the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We come back and pass is incomplete to number 23, David Reese. The Warriors are looking at 4th and 12 on their own 16, Willie, and this is not the spot they wanted to be in after Fairhope just came down and got that last touchdown there.
No, it's not. When you have an opportunity to make a catch like that in the open field, you got to make it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And if basically they got the matchup that they wanted, a linebacker on the running back.
Back to punt for the Warriors, J. Michael Riley. That's Coach Fred Riley's son. He serves as the punter for the Warriors. Gets a nice kickoff. Going to be great field position for the Pirates. And I see a flag come in, maybe possibly a late hit. We'll get a check on the call from the officials there.
Gronkowski and number 85 for Fairhope on the return.
6 White.
Not a late hit. Push in the back there, so.
Turn return, blocking the back against Fairhope. 10 yards from the spot, first down.
10-yard penalty, so backs the Pirates up. And great field position.
Yeah, depending on how you look at it, it's still kind of good.
At the 41, they're on 41, not bad. Just past mid, just on the other side of the midfield stripe. So the way their offense is going, we may see them over there soon. Fake handoff to Kirksey. And he finds number 11, Winton Blunt. And just as he makes that catch there, back past the midfield stripe.
Found him right in the seam.
Puts the ball right back where it was before that penalty. Great route, great throw by Jackson there.
Now Fairhope's going to the no huddle.
They're on the move. Jackson steps back, looks. He sees someone. It is dropped. Kirksey had his hands on it, and he couldn't hold on. Could not hold on. That was an easy 6 there.
Zawan Poe was on the coverage and basically just ran a wheel route.
Easy 6.
And he put it right on the money, right in his hands.
I'm sure he's kicking himself after that one.
Now he'll be dreaming about that tonight.
The one that got away. 2nd and 10 for Fairhope at the Warriors' 43-yard line. Hand off to Kirksey. He's going to try to make up for it with this run. 20, 15, 10, 5, and he scores.
Well, it looked like he decided, well, since I can't catch it, I'm going to run it in.
Oh, yeah. I think that dream won't be happening, Willie. Great run by Kirksey, 43 yards. Puts Fairhope back on top, 19-14.
And you miss a pass, but you turn around and he was like, well, put me in a position where I can do what I do best. Give it to me and let me score with it.
Oh, yeah. The Pirates line up for the extra point, not trying to gain that other point. They lost back with 2, so it's still early in the game. So I don't think Coach Weingarten has pulled the 2-point chart out yet. Hayden Terrell back to kick. And it's good. Back to his normal self. It's good. 20-14. Fairhope up over Davidson. And this Thursday night edition of MCPSS Thursday Night High School Football brought to you by WKRG TV. We'll be back one moment. Stick with us.
It started for me when I went into the 1st grade, and then I went on to George Hall Elementary School, and from there to Williamson, where I graduated. The public school system, it had a great impact on me because not only did it prepare me academically for my future career, but it also prepared me for life. Because of its diversity of students and teachers, it really gave me a well-rounded education.
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week brought to you by WKRG TV. Fairhope up 20-14 over Davidson. And Willie, it's Thursday night, but let's kind of talk about tomorrow night a little bit. Murphy and McGill, you can throw the records out the window. It's the battle of the cannon. But really, Murphy needs that win to stay in the playoff hunt, Willie.
They need it, but McGill likes to play the spoiler.
And pretty much an upset tomorrow would get them the cannon, but they love to spoil the Panthers tomorrow night.
Oh, yes, they would.
Davidson takes the kickoff out to about the 29, 30-yard line.
Hayden Maxey on the return.
In other action, Foley's going to travel down to Theodore. Now, Theodore was off last week. Foley's number 9 in the state. Here's a replay where Kirksey took that ball in for the Pirates there. Great
He gave DeMorris Coleman a little juke move, and he went with it. And as a DB, you hate to have a great runner in the open field like that give you a move.
Absolutely.
Because he has a two-way go, and in your mind, you like, man, he just shook me on TV.
That will not be looking good tomorrow at school.
Nah, it won't look good.
Davidson comes back out. 10:56 left before we head to the half. Manuel steps back, throwing, and it is picked off by Fairhope. Number 6, Desmond Samuels. Not the result he probably wanted on that pass.
No, Desmond played it perfectly. I mean, that's what you want to see from your defensive backs.
Ball did float a bit. It did float a bit.
It floated and just went up to the highest point, and that's what you want to see from your defensive back. The pass was intended for number 81, DeQuan Johnson.
Pirates gain the ball back up 20-14. Looking to get back on the board. Put a little separation between them and the Warriors.
Right now, the Warriors defense needs to step up and get a stop.
Jackson complete to number 85 for Fairhope.
Jamarius Tillman on the coverage.
Cody Gratkowski. And they are in Warriors territory at the 31-yard line, 1st and 10. And Fairhope driving to score once again. Hands off to Kirksey. He's looking for something, and he can't find a thing. Tackle for a loss.
Tackle for a loss by number 43, Zawan Poe.
I was saying earlier about Foley going down to Theodore. They're ranked number 9 in the state. They've got the number 3 seed locked up, and Theodore was off last week. That's going to be a big matchup. This 7A Region 1 is a tough region, Willie. Tough.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Every win or loss really does matter.
And every week someone's making history.
And there goes Kirksey down the sideline. Pass from Jackson, and it is a score. Touchdown once again. I thought that may have been a possible late hit on the quarterback there, but I didn't see a flag come in.
Oh, I think
Jackson took a hit there. Let's take
yes,
a look
he
at
did.
it.
He drives back. He gets rid of the ball.
I mean, that's wide open territory. You can run through that, Willie. You can score on that.
I don't know if I can score. I'm not that fast right now. Catch me in my prime, yeah. If I go back in time about 10, 15 years, yeah.
I believe in you, son. I believe in you. Hayden Terrell back for the extra point. Missed one earlier, and he's got that one. Puts the Pirates up 27-14 over the Warriors.
That's not a good sign for Davidson.
Not a good sign homecoming night. 9:39 left before halftime. We'll be back in a moment. Stick with us. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV.
Here, the MCPSS mobile app. It's a way for you to stay connected and informed with all of the happenings around the school district. Receive weather alerts. Check your child's grades and homework. Plus more. Watch sports, original programming, find school locations, and read the latest news. Stay connected with all your favorite social networking sites. Download it today for free.
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Pirates up 27-14 over the Warriors. Willie, I said earlier, they average 40 points a game. They're well on their way.
Yes, they are. Right now, Davis is in a mad scramble right now to prevent points.
Onside kick by the Pirates. Did it go 10? Let's see if they regained it. It looks like they regained possession. Ball has to go at least 10 yards before offensive player can touch it. And
on the replay, you see it right here.
There it is.
He just got the good bounce on it.
Number 21, Cheyenne Pickens. Looks like he picks that one up. That's a blow to the Warriors there. Score and then come back with onside kick.
That is a big blow.
We said earlier, it's homecoming night for the Warriors, senior night. You were questioning, wow, what was the schedule maker thinking on this one? Ball placed at the 50, 1st and 10 for the Pirates. There's Coach Riley.
He wants to know if it's on this side. If he caught it on this side, did it actually go 10 yards?
I would agree with you on that one if you look at the spot, but Pirates come out on offense. 9:39 before halftime.
And Coach Riley is on the field right now.
He is hot. He's challenging it. He calls a timeout. He wants to talk to the referee Alan Duhon, about it.
He's about 38 hot right now.
Oh, yeah. We're going to take another look at the replay here.
And he gets a good bounce. And the question is, where did he catch it at? From that angle, it's kind of hard to say that whether or not he got it directly at 10, or did he get it at 9.5.
All right, guys in the truck are giving us a great look here as best we can. You can see as he caught it, it looked as if his right foot
was
just
over.
Stepped past. Yeah, just stepped past the midfield mark there, which would have made it safe for him to go after the ball. It's going 10 yards, so he can.
Yes, I think a lot of times when coaches coach special teams, and when you're in that place in special teams, you're afraid as a player to attack the ball because if it hits that bad hop and hits you.
I was just about to say the young man standing right there, I couldn't get his name and number. But let's take another look at it. We got another angle.
From the backside. It goes. He's waiting. Ooh, that's close. That's close.
It is close, Willie.
That's close.
But
the officials have a better. They right there on the field with it. They say Fairhope football, so we just have to roll with it.
Unfortunately, no replay and no referee to the booth. No look from the NFL office in New York or from Birmingham, from the high school athletic
maybe
association.
we need to get an official up here today.
But we'll get back to that official point. You brought up something earlier before the game started. I want to bring it up. Jackson goes deep and complete to Kirksey at the 10, 5, and he is in. One play, 50 yards, and the Pirates have added more to the lead over the Warriors. Take a look at the replay here.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Kersey catches it, makes a man miss, and now it's just my athlete is better than yours.
We got a man down for Davidson at the time. Players taking a knee. If you could talk about that right quick, Willie. When you came in and we were talking about the officials, you noticed there were 6. And last week we had 7.
Yes.
You were kind of questioning and wondering about that.
Yes, because now what they've done, they're going to a 7-man format as far as officials, which makes it more, they say, because back when I played, they had a 5-man crew.
Gotcha.
And that back judge had a lot of field that he had to look over. You get a lot of plays missed. So everyone decided, let's go to the 7-man format, to where now you have an official that can watch the receivers. You got an official that can watch the front line. And I mean, it just balances out everything. There's fewer calls missed.
That was Kelvin Johnson. Got a little shook up on that play for the Warriors. Plus, the kids are faster nowadays. Stronger, faster, so to have that extra official on the field can help out. So don't know if it would have helped on the onside or not, but that is something to think about. Kick is up, and it is good. Terrell with the extra point. Fairhope up
3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes.
I'm glad you brought that up. We are still in the second quarter, really. There is 9 minutes and 27 seconds remaining. Let's take a look once again at the Region 1 standings. We talked about this earlier. So as you can see, Fairhope complete command of first seed. Baker, they're off tomorrow night at 5-1. But you got Foley traveling to Theodore, Murphy and McGill, the Battle of the Cannon, the Battle of Midtown, if you want to call it. And there sits Davidson at 2-3. So and Davidson's remaining schedule, let's look at this. They have Bryant and Baker left, and Fairhope will be hosting Murphy and Theodore. So they get not the end of a season just a layback. They got some challenges, the Pirates do.
Yes, they do. And the question is, where are they playing Murphy? Are they playing Murphy here at Ladd?
Oh, they're hosting, yeah. They're hosting Murphy.
So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
So that's a big game tomorrow night for Murphy and McGill. And we got the kickoff. Warriors bring it out to about the 21-22.
Number 27, Caleb Rogers on the tackle for Fairhope.
If you're Coach Riley right now, you're down 20 points, really, 9-20 in the game. You started off fairly well, but you went out on that last series of 3 and out, and Fairhope came and scored, then kicked an onside kick and scored again. What are you talking to your team about right now as they huddle up?
Character. You got to have character. Right now, you got to let them know the game is early. We still in this game.
Right.
There's a lot of football left to be played. All we have to do now is take care of business. Let's get a good drive together. Right. Let's get some first downs. Move the ball. Do what we do best.
Botch snap. I believe they had Edwards in back there. Let's see what we got on the call here from the officials.
They got second down.
Warriors retain the ball. They had moved Emmanuel.
Edwards recovered it.
Yeah, the ball was snapped to him, it appeared, and maybe he wasn't ready for that.
Direct snap.
For the direct snap. Not a good way to start this series, though.
I think right now, when you're 2-3, and you hit the number 2 team in the mouth, and then they turn around and just give you an onslaught of 21 points, or shall I say 20 points. And you're just trying to figure out which way to go now.
Manuel decides to keep it on the read option there and maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
Number 46, Joshua Nash on the tackle.
Setting up third down for the Warriors.
And you don't want your team to get complacent right now. And right now, you don't want them to fall into that mode of, we were in it at first, now we're not.
Right. Looks like Nash got a little shaken up on that last play. He made the tackle. He's going to come out. $8:15 left in the second quarter. There's some other action going on tonight in the area. This is not the only game on tap tonight. We'll let you know about that. I believe LaFleur is playing host Satsuma, I believe, up in Pritchard. So we'll try to get a score later on for that. 34-14. Fairhope up over Davidson. 3rd and 14. Definitely need a big play to get a first down here for Davidson. Manuel's back and overthrows his receiver. Flag in on the play.
Late flag.
See what the call is here from our crew. Referee Alan Duhan and his crew working a pretty good game tonight. I'm sure Coach Riley wasn't too happy about that onside call.
No, he was not too happy about that.
No, he was not.
But he got a pass interference call right now, so I think that might make up for him.
Might help out.
Yeah.
They're gonna walk this one off here. Great turnout for the Warrior faithful tonight. It's homecoming, senior night. Last stadium looks good. And I must say, even for Fairhope Pirates, they got a nice contingent came out as well.
Against Fairhope. 10 yards. Results of the yardage, first down.
Well, Fairhope bails out the Warriors there. Gives them first and 10. Sets them up about the 29-yard line.
So now you got a new set of downs. Let's see what we can do.
7:54 left before halftime. Manuel takes a snap. No, I'm sorry, that was Edwards. Direct snap.
Yep.
They've changed it up again.
And what you're seeing right now, they basically they have the same personnel. Instead, they sent Manuel out in the slot.
Right.
And just went with the direct snap. Now, what you're seeing from Fairhope's defense on the other side, they have a lot of men in the box right now. They putting their defensive backs on the island with safety help, and they basically are committing to stopping the run.
Edwards back again, takes a snap, hands off to Reese. He gets a couple yards. And you just talked about they pretty much run right into the box there.
Kendrick Snyder on the tackle with help from Tanner Williams. I mean, right now they're just flying to the ball. They daring Davidson to put the ball in the air.
3rd and 8 for the Warriors. Said earlier that Edwards and Reese, they both combined for about 800 yards. They got about 400 yards apiece there. So maybe Coach Riley saw something in the Pirates defense he could take advantage of. I think he's going to have a discussion with his team right now. He calls a timeout. That's Davidson's 2nd timeout they've taken. And this drive for Davidson is very important. So it was smart on Coach Riley's part to go ahead and say, let's get a timeout. It's 3rd down. 3rd and 4.
Let's talk about this.
3rd and 4, yeah. This critical play, ball on 35-yard line. If they don't get this 1st down and they punt it away, Fairhope's going to have great field position.
And then on top of that, the last 3 drives that Fairhope has had, you hadn't stopped.
Right.
So right now, he really wants to.
There is the scoreboard, MCPSS scoreboard. Saraland up 21 over LaFleur in the 2nd quarter. LaFleur hosting that game up in Pritchard there. There's Coach Riley talking to his team. I think he's pretty much telling them, like you said, we need to, one play at a time, get this 1st down, let's keep the ball going. I mean, it's 6:36 left in the half, Willie, so it's not like we got 2 minutes left here.
You
so
don't want to give Fairhope the ball back right now.
You don't. This is a critical 3rd down here early in the game. 2 receivers out wide. Manuel takes a snap, fakes it.
Throws a backside screen.
Throws a number 45. Get a number on him. Name on him. Uric Bethune.
Mr.
Tight
Bethune
end
has finally made an appearance.
I was wondering when they were going to get it to him. He has 23 catches. He's the tight end. He's averaging 8.7 yards per catch. First time he's touched the ball tonight. So gets the 1st down.
And that was just sheer brute strength. It was.
6'2", 205. He's a big boy, so.
Because when you saw where he caught the screen, he had nowhere to go, and he just decided to just put his head down, and I'm getting the 1st down, and that's what he did.
Ed was on the run. Good job keeping his feet moving and get some yards there. Picked up about 4 or 5. Getting close to the midfield stripe for the Warriors.
Number 2, Daniel Miller, a defensive back, junior defensive back for Fairhope on the tackle.
Looks to be that was a good idea for Coach Riley to take that time out and talk to his team and kind of calm them down and get them settled.
Yep. And also Chris Williams was on the tackle for Fairhope. It was a combo tackle, so both of them getting assists. And if you notice, Davidson has not really changed their formation much.
No, except when they switched and had Edwards with the direct snap. Hands off to Reese, comes off the edge. Great game, 1st down plus some more. Pirates trying to bring him down, wrestle him down, about 4 or 5 of them in there.
It looked like all of them.
Great call.
That was a great call, great misdirection play, and he hit the crease. And you have to admit something about David Reese. He is strong.
He is.
He is a very strong young man.
Maybe 5'4", 171, but he kept the legs moving and kept that ball going for the Warriors. 1st and 10 inside Pirate territory. Ball sitting on about the 32. Davidson looking to get on the board here once again. A score here would definitely lift the confidence for the team.
Final timeout by Coach Riley.
It's interesting. 4:49 left. Coach Riley takes a timeout. Stick with us. We'll be right back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. The MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week brought to you by WKRG TV. It's Davidson 1st and 10 at the 32. Manuel keeps it himself, runs out to the edge. Looks as if he's got the first down. Staying in control and trying to get in the end zone there for the Warriors to get some more points on the board.
Yes, right now they putting together a great drive. That timeout helped. Great block on the outside. First down.
We're live at Lad People Stadium in Mobile. It's Thursday night high school football. Gotta love it. Weather's absolutely great. It's homecoming night for the Warriors, so the whole faithful's getting ready for the halftime performance and recognition. Manuel hands off to Edwards. Stopped at the line, maybe 1 yard. We'll see what the officials say. The score here is going to be really good for the confidence for the Warriors as we get close to halftime here.
Yes, they need to put some points on the board because right now the best thing that they're doing right now, giving their defense an opportunity to rest, and they're putting a drive together. And when you put a drive together like that, like they're doing right now, you want to put points on the board. Because right now, time is their best defense right now.
Right. One thing, I'm glad you said that. It looks like Coach Riley's trying to slow the game down, keep the ball, keep it on the ground, fumble, and Manuel recovers. But it's like they're trying to use their best defense as their offense by staying on the field, and those timeouts possibly helped them out there.
Yes, it is, because right now, I mean, when you give up 3 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes, I mean, you do not, like the NFL say with Peyton Manning, when he's on, your best defense is your offense keeping him on the sideline.
Keep him off the field. 3rd and 4. The Warriors can get a first down and still keep the ball to try to get in the end zone here. 3:20 left before halftime. Play clock's down to 4, 3, 2. They get the snap off. Manuel decides to keep it. There is a flag on the play. I believe I saw a flag come in.
Yep, it was a flag.
We'll wait and get the call from the crew.
Oh, was that a flag?
The referee signals a first down. I thought I saw a flag come in. Maybe I was mistaken.
Ah.
Oh, there we go.
Sideline warning.
Line warning against Davidson sideline.
Willie, the flag was actually blocked by some of the Warrior faithful. I couldn't see it. So I was starting to question my extra eyes I have on here. So I'm glad to know there was a flag on the play.
Yeah, I saw it come out, and I was like, wow, where did it go?
1st and goal from the 6. Clock is running at 2:50 remaining before the half. Manuel decides to keep it. He's doing very well in that read option this series.
Yep, and they're eating up a lot of clock.
That's true. That's true.
And to let everyone know at home, everybody probably wondering why did he drop that flag? Because you have a certain zone on the sideline that's made for the officials so they won't run into players and get themselves hurt.
Absolutely.
So when they drop that flag during the play, they give the sideline warning. If he drops the flag again, it goes as a personal foul against the head coach.
Yep.
Which turns into a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, we saw that last week out at Baker. Hands off to Reese, I believe. And did he get in? There's the signal. He did. Touchdown, Warriors.
There we go to the replay, Reese. I told you he was a
comes off the edge. He got
He's
in.
a strong young man.
The ball did cross the plane, so that is a touchdown for Davidson. The extra point coming here from Spence Shavante.
And it is
good.
Yes, it's very good. Very good.
34-21, the Pirates up on top of the Warriors. Stick with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV.
Diesel is a very big industry, and I went into it in a 2-year program at the Bryant Career Tech with Tony Tillman.
When Jacob graduated from the Bryant Career Center, he had earned his diesel credential.
The Career Technical Center taught me a lot, all the way from not knowing anything about a motor or engine to knowing pretty much every single moving part of them.
MCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. I'm Al Wheaton, joined in the booth by my partner, Willie Gaston. Fairhope up over Davidson 34-21, but that was a great score by the Warriors, Willie, to get them within 2 scores and 1:58 left before the half, so that was a big score.
Yes, it was. What I was expecting, I just wanted to see, was he going to go for an onside kick?
Fairhope takes the ball at the 10. It looks like your guy, Mr. Grakowski there, brought down at about the 32 or 33.
I've noticed they will not kick it to Mr. Robertson.
No, they are keeping the ball away from him when they've had that opportunity. I think they realized that from that early score he had in the game. He's not the guy you want to get the ball to when you're kicking off. Let's see what the Pirates are going to do if Coach Weingarten and his crew are going to take advantage of this minute 47 and try to get some points or sit on the ball here.
I don't think they're going to sit on it.
They've got an explosive offense, as we've seen.
I mean, when you score 21 points like that, as a defense coordinator, that's your worst nightmare.
Jackson takes the snap, hands off to Kirksey. Goes around the edges, brought down at about the 35. Picked up a couple on that. Sets up second down.
Number 43, Zawan Poe on the tackle.
As we take a look at the MCPSS scoreboard, Saraland has put some more points on the board. They're on top of the floor, 28-0.
I don't think you were expecting that.
I
know I wasn't.
Yeah, I thought the Rattlers probably would have had a couple more points there.
Yeah.
Kirksey gains maybe a couple more. Sets up about a 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. Less than a minute remaining in the half here. Jackson takes a snap, goes deep, and the receiver, Kirksey, did he trip or was he interfered with? Flag does come in on the play.
He was interfered with, which was a smart play. And I'll tell you why. As a defensive back, Kirksey has already burnt you twice.
He has.
And you're understanding that you can't keep up with his speed. So in high school football, it's a 15-yard penalty.
Rather than give up the long one.
Rather than give up points, you just take the penalty, line up, and do it again.
Oh, spoken from the heart, Willie. I'm not going to say you've done that a time or two.
Oh, I've done it plenty.
Against Davidson. 10 yards results in just
I've been known to mug a receiver.
There's a call from our referee, Alan Duhan. 43 seconds left. Pirates driving, possibly trying to get another score here before half. Wynton Blunt comes out wide. There's Jackson. Oh, Grakowski gets it, brings it down. Great catch. Down to about the 13. Thought he got out at the 14, but looked like they gave him a little extra there. 13-yard line. Great pass over the top.
Back.
Pirates on the move, Willie.
Yep. Then it came back with the smash route again.
And it stops the clock. 32 seconds. Ball sitting at about the 15-yard line.
And Brian Butler ran him down, ran him out of bounds for the tackle.
Let's see if they'll go back to Kirksey here again. He fakes it to Kirksey. I tried to catch him in the flat there. Incomplete. Stops the clock, 27 seconds.
He literally tried to force that one in there.
Yeah, he did.
And if I were Kirksey, I'd go back and be like, look here. When you see a bunch of people around me like that, do not throw the ball like that.
2nd and 10 for Fairhope. Gray Jackson, a senior, 6 feet, 205. Looks like they had a screen set up and it's been flushed out. Was he outside the tackle box? There is the flag. I think we know what that one is, Willie.
Intentional grounding.
It's not a good spot for the Pirates. 2nd and 10. That's going to possibly be a loss of down if I'm correct, right?
Yes, it is. You are very correct, Al.
Senior quarterback, not a good one.
Another flag.
Oh, my goodness.
Personal foul and sportsmanlike on number 10.
It's going to push it back a little farther. I would think Coach Weingart is not too happy with his players right now to those two mistakes.
No. And I was Davidson, I would be extremely happy.
21 seconds left, literally taking them out of scoring range.
They had a screen set up and
there's the grounding.
Yep. If he had thrown it across the line of
Intentional
scrimmage.
grounded on White. Lost it down.
And marching that penalty off right there.
Unsportsmanlike on White. 15 yards. 3rd down.
That puts the ball back, Willie.
Yes,
Are you
it
ready?
does.
On the 49-yard line. Pirates are still technically in Warriors territory, but far distance from that 2nd and 10 they had.
Actually, it's almost 3rd and 40.
I think you said it last week. 3rd and forever. And what's the play in the playbook for that? Jackson rolls out and is looking deep, and he finds a young man up front. I believe that's Blunt. No, I'm sorry. I think that may be Pickens there. Yeah, C.J. Pickens.
Number 21.
He looked deep, but he couldn't find anyone. They took it back so far. Timeout by the Pirates there. 10 seconds left. 10 seconds left for the half. This is not what the Pirates had in mind. The Warrior faithful, excited and clapping.
But I'm trying to understand the use of that timeout. You're already ahead, 34-21, and you call timeout on 4th down when there's 10 seconds left in the ball game.
He probably wants to get an opportunity to talk to the young man right now. Say, look, we're going into the locker room here. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot once again. Any little slip up right now too. You could take a knee if you wanted to, but you couldn't. It's 4th down. You lost that down on the grounding penalty, but he just want to probably reiterate some situations for him.
So the question is, which way does he want to go with it?
Scoreboard says 4th and 35. And the Pirates appear to be going for it. Trips to the left, 2 receivers on the right.
4th and forever.
4th and forever. And Jackson is sacked. And the clock is, will the referee stop will the official stop the clock? Let's see. And it looks as if they call it a half. So Fairhope goes into the locker room with a 34-21 lead over Davidson. Quite an exciting end of the 2nd quarter there. Stick with us. We'll be back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week. We're at halftime. Fairhope up 34-21 over Davidson. It's homecoming night for the Warriors, and we've had an exciting first half here, Willie.
Yes, I mean, were we expecting a lot of points? Yes. Did we get a lot of points? Yes, we did. But now the thing is right now for what's going on, if you're Coach Riley, you're saying we still in this.
Right.
We put points on the board right before the half. We got to stop. Guys, we still in this. On the other side of your Fairhope, you're going to your team. What's going on?
Right.
We need to go ahead and put this game out of its misery now so we can get ready for next week. And right now, Davidson is not allowing that to happen.
Absolutely. It looks like Coach Riley called those 2 timeouts toward the end of the second quarter to maybe calm his kids down and say, look, we still got some time. Let's stay on this ball. Unfortunately, it got back to Fairhope, but Fairhope didn't help themselves, as you just talked about.
No, they didn't. And the thing was, what Coach Riley did was a basic chess move. He called the timeout, got a much-needed first down to continue to drive, and after he did that, he called another one later after he let some of the time run off the clock.
Right.
So basically it was a great chess move on his part. Now when you get over to the Fairhope side, the frustration set in because Davidson was still in the game. So when your quarterback gets an intentional grounding, then gets a personal foul call, I mean, you can't have that if you're Fairhope.
No, you cannot.
You're the number 2 team in the state. Right now, you can't let frustration set in. So what do? You go in at halftime and you regroup.
Mm-hmm. They're going to come back out 34-21. Fairhope up over Davidson. We're here at Lad Peoples Stadium. Right now, we're going to go down to the field and take a look at the Warriors band. It's homecoming night for Davidson, and family and friends are out tonight to celebrate as the Warriors try to get a victory tonight during homecoming. That's the Fairhope Marching Pirates. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
All right. I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay. So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. It's halftime at the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week. Fairhope up on Davidson 34-21. They're the number 2 ranked team in the state. They come in averaging 40 points a game. It's definitely been some aerial activity tonight for the Pirates there. Will?
Yes, it has. And, I mean, Fairhope scored in less than 3 minutes 21 points. And when you have an offense that's that potent, as Coach Riley did, you want to slow him down and keep him off the field like you do Peyton Manning.
Right.
As long as he's on the sideline, he can't score points. He can't hurt you.
Well, speaking of the aerial attack and Peyton Manning, we have several academies here in Mobile County, the Signature Academy program, and there's one out at BC Rain, the Aviation Mechanic program. And Willie, you told me you've been an aviation mechanic. Talk a little bit about that. We have something in store coming up.
I was an aviation mechanic for 11 years. I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's a great job to have as long as they're aircraft. There's always job opportunities.
Okay.
So being trained early with this, I mean, it helps. And when you get these kids in school now doing it, it turns out to be a long-term great career for them.
That's absolutely great. Well, the Mobile County Public School System does have the Signature Academy program, and at BC Rain High School, it's a school of aviation where you can specialize in avionic, being a mechanic just like Willie here, and we have a video coming up to talk about that program down at BC Rain High School.
Welcome to BC Rain High School, where we believe in preparing students to be college and career ready. Our mission is to provide all students with a rigorous and relevant hands-on educational experience that will foster lifelong learners. We are proud of our academic rigor and real-world connections in which our students are engaged at all levels, including our Signature Academy of Aviation and Aerospace. Within our school, we believe it is important for our students to be well-rounded and excel not only academically, but socially. Our students practice the essential skills necessary for success within a college atmosphere or a workforce environment. Education is more than information found in textbooks. Education is exploration, experiences, and invaluable opportunities to grow. BC Rain nourishes students within a small learning community, which is a supportive and student-centered learning environment. We offer students the chance to realize their untapped potential. You possess more than you think. I hope you see the opportunities BC Rain has to offer. I look forward to seeing you during your campus visit. Remember, education is the key to your future.
For more information on the opportunities BC Rain can offer you, call 251-221-3233.
It's here, the MCPSS mobile app. It's a way for you to stay connected and informed with all of the happenings around the school district. Receive weather alerts, check your child's grades and homework, plus more. Watch sports, original programming, find school locations, and read the latest news. Stay connected with all your favorite social networking sites. Download it today for free.
Diesel is a very big industry, and I went into it in the 2-year program at the Bryant Career Tech with Tony Tillman.
When Jacob graduated from the Bryant Career Center, he had earned his diesel credential.
The Career Technical Center taught me a lot, all the way from not knowing anything about a motor or engine to knowing pretty much every single moving part of them.
MCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
It starts with education. The fact that we make a difference in the lives of our students every single day. Our teachers work to unleash the potential inside our students, to seize and help guide them to their dreams, to show them with hard work and dedication they can be what they want to be. It starts with business, providing an innovative product or service to people, providing good jobs for hard workers, and learning to go the extra mile and invest back into the community. When businesses work together, it's a good thing. When businesses work together with the school system, it's a great thing for everyone involved. It starts with a community. The fact that we are all in this together. The fact that we want to leave the world a better place for the next generation. It's a powerful thing when people come together for the common good, for a goal that enriches everyone. It starts when we tie it all together, where businesses mentor students and broaden their worldview, when community provides after-school activities, where volunteers give up their time to help students with sports, science, and weekend projects, where industry engages and trains, where we all embrace technology and help tell the amazing stories all around us. Together, we can raise the quality of life for all Mobilians.
Mobile County Public Schools. It starts with us.
I've got smartboard, that's right.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore.
Show up
And frustration, a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy. And giving up, impossible.
And then we're gonna turn the lights and everybody look up.
I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought.
Find me one.
What's your reaction gonna be?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And unconventional methods
Okay, what else?
common.
This is their world.
There's nothing.
And then they die. Go ahead, go, go, go.
I'm a teacher. I make more.
All in together now. We can make it better now. Come on, can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll rope it up.
Cause we know how to jump.
We'll roll it out.
Cause we know how to skate.
We'll cut it down.
Cause we know what to eat.
We'll swap it out.
We eat healthy stuff.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
Yeah, well come on.
Today's a good day to grab your kids and hang out with them for an hour. Dance, walk, play a sport, or cook a healthy meal. Because just moving a little and eating better every day can help make you and your child healthier.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
We'll ball it up.
Cause we know how to hoop.
We'll mess around.
Cause we know how to play.
We'll drop it down.
Cause we know how to dance.
We'll veg it up.
Veggie night and day.
Can we do it?
Yeah, you know that we can.
All in together now. We can make it better now.
Search We Can to find doable tips and activities that you can use every day to keep you and your kids healthy.
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG. It's halftime. Fairhope up 34-21. Homecoming for the Davidson Warriors, wrapping up their halftime performance and announcing the queen of homecoming for tonight. 2 minutes left before we go back to third quarter action here at Ladd Peoples Stadium. So make sure you stay with us. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff for you. It's Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV.
All right. I know this isn't any fun to talk about, but we should. Okay. So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And I'll try to get the generator going without any gas.
Oh, let's not forget the cell phones, which probably won't work.
Right.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
Well, I think we couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We're moments away from the second half kickoff. And Willie, what do you think the coaches have been talking about in the locker room, Coach Riley and Coach Weingarten there?
Well, as your Coach Riley, you're saying, guys, we still in this game. All we got to do is go out and play hard and have fun. They started having fun at the end of the second. Now they have to carry that over.
Gotcha.
Now, if you're Fairhope, you're saying, what's going on, man? This game is supposed to be over. Hey, we need to tighten up, and we need to go ahead and put some quick points on the board and just put this game out of reach. Because as long as Davidson feels like they're in this football game, it's going to get harder. That's exactly what's going to happen. And they're saying right now, we need to come out, explode, put points on the board. Let's go for the jugular.
All right, stick with us. We'll be back getting ready for that second half kickoff. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV.
Nonviolence will start with me.
Nonviolence will start with me.
All across the Mobile County public school system, students are taking the pledge.
I pledge to accept the responsibility of my actions.
To solve problems peacefully.
Respect myself and others.
The 100 Days of Nonviolence Pledge is an initiative to help explore alternative means of stopping violence among school students. Will you take the challenge? Get involved. Take a stand. 100 Days, 100 Ways.
Watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We are live at Lad People Stadium in Mobile. I'm Al Wheaton in the booth, joined by my partner Willie Gaston. Fairhope up over Davidson 34-21. And Willie, it looks like we're going to be in store for a good second half tonight, I must say.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen, how Davidson's going to go about this second half.
Right.
Because this is their homecoming, and no one likes to have a homecoming loss. And I don't know who came up with the schedule and decided, hey, we going to put the number 2 team in the state up for homecoming. I don't know about that one.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm pretty sure Coach Ryder was like, really?
Really?
Who did this?
Well, it's turned out to be a pretty good game, somewhat like we thought. Fairhope 34 points. They're averaging 40 points, as we said earlier. Davidson giving up 25.5 on defense, so the averages are almost pretty much holding. Fairhope just 6 points away from hitting 40. So, and the way their offense has been moving, aerial attack and getting the ball to Kirksey, even putting him out wide and throwing it. They're doing their thing, but that last possession was not good. Those last couple calls for Fairhope going in the half was not good.
No, they weren't. And when you look at it, Kersey has created a matchup nightmare for Davidson. And when you have a running back that can run and catch, that proposes a defensive nightmare. Because now you're trying to figure out, who can we put on? Do we put a defensive back on him when he lines up? Do we want to stay with a linebacker and just give that linebacker help? I mean, it just creates a problem.
Right. Well, the Warriors, that 1-2 combo of Edwards and Reese, they've gotten the ball, but they've only put it in the tight end's hands once. Uric Bethune's got 24 catches now. He's averaging 8.7 yards per catch. I'm surprised they haven't gone to him a few more times.
I would think in the second half they need to get him involved in their offense right now.
Right.
When you have a tight end that has that many catches, and as we saw in the one catch he did have, that's a powerful young man. Yeah. When you can catch the ball behind the line of scrimmage and have nowhere to go and gain 4 yards, well, actually he gained 6.
Right.
Because he stiffed on for 3.
He did all that work himself.
He did all of it himself. So, they get the ball to open up the second half. If they put it in the end zone, it's a whole new ball game.
Yep. Davidson will receive the kickoff here. Start the third quarter. Taking out about the 6-yard line. Number 86 for Davidson.
Hayden Maxey.
You said his name a few times today, Willie.
Yes, they keep kicking the ball to him.
Scoring will allow you to do that.
Yep. They kick the ball to him. And I know Ira Wiggins sitting on the other side going, I wish they kicked the ball over here just once.
Right. You called Max's name a few times. There's a look into the Davidson huddle, Coach Riley giving out the last-minute instructions. Big thanks to our crew getting you all these great images from the sideline and up high as well. We do appreciate all the hard work they do.
And especially the replay on onside kicks.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
That was
great. Davidson 1st and 10 on their 23. Hand off to the big bruiser, Edwards. Up the middle.
And this, you hate to say it, but this drive right here is very, very important for the Davidson Warriors.
I agree with you.
Very important. Because if they turn the ball over, then Fairhope gets it right back, and it's possible that Fairhope can put points on the board.
That's right. Look at our MCPSS scoreboard. The Rattlers get on the board. They're still down 28-6 to the Saraland Spartans.
A lot of football left in that game.
Oh, goodness. Manuel keeps it. I don't know the number of Fairhope, but he had Reese wrapped up like he had the ball. But Manuel decided to keep the old magic bean and run up the middle there and get the first down.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure that Pirate player is a little upset with that one. Thought I had him. Thought I had him.
Yes, he is. And from the looks of it, it was matter of fact, Dalton Morgan, number 16.
Great call by Manuel. Gets the first down. 1st and 10 at the 37 for the Warriors. This is definitely what they need to do. Ball control and keep that clock moving if they want to stay in the game. Handoff just up the middle. Slight gain, maybe 2 or 3. Pirates pushing him back. Edwards on the run again. He's a sophomore, 5'9", 186. He's got a couple years left in him to keep playing for the Warriors there. Young team for the Warriors tonight, so they're hanging tough, 34-21.
Tanner Williams on the tackle and Daniel Miller. They combine for the tackle.
I think Coach Riley's telling his team, stay cool, stay calm, don't rush, take your time. We can get ourselves back into this. Direct snap looked like it's going to Edwards there. Takes it up the middle. Gains a couple. Want to let you know that MCPSS TV features programs spotlighting our schools, Homeroom with Nancy Pierce, MCPSS Athletics with Calvin Christ, On the Move, hosted by our students, Cooking with Class, and Community Connections. You can watch MCPSS TV on Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T UVerse On Demand Channel 99. And it's coming soon to MediaCom. Communication, it starts with us. 3rd and 4 at the 43. Davidson looking for a first down.
You've done that a few times, haven't you?
I have to agree with you on that one, Willie. Manuel gets close to the first down marker. Let's see if we haven't had a measurement tonight. This game's moved pretty steady. Let's see what the officials say. And it looks like they're signifying 4th down.
And it looks like number 46, Joshua Nash on the tackle. Good to see him back out there.
Yeah. The Warriors in no man's land here. Down a couple scores, 8:46 in the 3rd quarter, and they are going for it. The Warrior faithful getting on their feet, 4th and 1. Big call here early in the 2nd half. Hands off to Edwards, stopped, and pushed back.
He was stymied.
Pushed back. Pirates get the ball on downs, turned over to them.
And he was stymied.
Great replay there.
And it looks like it was number 46, Joshua Nash.
You've called this
met
name.
him.
You've called this name a few times now, Willie.
Joshua's been an active linebacker tonight.
Yeah.
And that's the type of play you want to see out your linebacker. You want to see him active. You want to see that out of all of them.
Absolutely. So 8:28, the Pirates take over. 1st and 10 at the Warriors 45. I think that was a good call for Coach Riley and his team to try to keep them going, keep the momentum.
Yep.
Pass over the top, incomplete. And a flag comes in. Situation like this, you got to keep the game in control if you can. So punting probably wouldn't have been to their benefit there. See what the call is from our referee, Alan Duhan.
It's no flag. No flag.
Well, they picked it up.
Now, someone at home is going to ask the question, why did they wave the flag off?
Picked it up.
Well, Anytime a ball is tipped, there's no such thing as pass interference.
Live ball.
It's a live ball.
Live ball. Makes it 2nd and 10 for the Pirates. Looking to extend their lead if they can over the Warriors. Low snap. Jackson still hands it off to his man Kirksey. When he gets going, Willie, he gets going with that full steam ahead. He's a tough guy to bring down. 6'1", 210.
C.J. Wolf, Michael Ewing, Charlie Shelton, Nate Foss, Hayden Merchant. Those guys are opening up some holes for him.
Big line for the Pirates. 1st and 10 at the 31. They're still moving. Hands off to Kirksey again, up the middle, cuts outside to the left, 10-5, and he strolls into the end zone. Touchdown for the Pirates.
Kirksey must have a lot of speed.
He was not running full
on
speed.
The replay.
Look at the
he
replay
just
here, Willie.
stutter steps. He kind of puts you in the mind of Eric Dickerson, that high running
and pulls up toward the end there.
And he just basically just shut it down.
Fairhope, their first possession in the 3rd quarter, they put points on the board. So, as we said, they want to stay on the pedal.
Yep, at this point, they have hit their average of 40 points.
Yeah. Hayden Terrell with the extra point try here. High snap, they get it down. It's up and good.
Now they're 1 point above their average.
41-21. 41-21, Fairhope up over Davidson. Stick with us, we'll be back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We are live at Lad People Stadium. Fairhope on top of Davidson, 41-21. 7:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. This looks familiar, Willie. Davidson receiving another kickoff from the Pirates. Onside. But this time the Warriors grab it, number 46. James Clemens wraps that one up.
Wow. I would never thought you'd kick an onside kick in that situation.
That's a bit surprising.
It was a good kick. Just this time, the Davidson defender was well alert, and he goes and attacks the football.
Great grab by Clemens. Great special teams play. Also some great field position there on 45, 1st and 10. Game's not over, just down 20 points, so things can change.
Things can change in a hurry.
Manuel takes the snap. He's looking deep. Got a man. Tip. Oh, almost. His intended target.
And number 2, Daniel Miller, deflects the pass. We watched the replay.
Trying to go back to Clemens there.
Yeah, and he almost had 2 opportunities to catch it.
Absolutely. Sets up 2nd and 10. Warriors looking to get a 1st down here. By no means, they're not out of this game. But the rate we're going,
it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time left on the clock.
Manuel decides to keep it. And he's tackled for a loss.
Met by a host of Fairhope Pirates. Starting off with number 39, Colin Anderson, and finished off by 97, Jalen Jones.
Fortunately, they didn't spot the ball too far back. Only a 1-yard loss. So
he got back to the line of scrimmage.
Third
Almost.
Almost. 3rd and 11. for Davidson. Another big third down play for them. Manuel step back, steps into the pocket. He escapes. He's trying to get the first down if he can. I think he may be a bit short here.
No, I don't think he realized where the first down marker was.
Where the marker was at.
Because he went out of bounds way early instead of continuing on.
Looks like about 4th and 2, maybe 4th and 3. Score update from the MCPSS scoreboard. Sarah Land gets another score, up 35-6 over LaFleur in the third quarter.
It is imperative that the Warriors get this first down on this.
4th and 2 on the Fairhope 47. Manuel takes a snap, direct and back into the line, and it looks as if he ran into one of his own blockers there. And that's the second 4th down they've gone for this half.
Yes, and if you see
Not
what
converted.
happens, number 75 and number 52. 75 was Michael Tomosa, and number 72, Matthew Sherwin. Both got penetration up the middle. I mean, you can't ask your D-line to do any better than that.
Pushed the lineman right back into him. So no gain on the play. Ball over on downs. Fairhope looking to score again. 1st and 10 on Davidson 49. Jackson takes the pass. Tried to get a little bubble screen there, and looked like some confusion was going on there, Will. A lot of people in that area.
I think what happened on that screen, it was supposed to have been a wide receiver screen, but Kersey couldn't make the block on the defensive back because the defensive back was in a press position. And anytime you run a wide receiver screen and that defensive back is in a press position, it's hard to make that block. Unless that defensive back just sits there and don't move.
I just escaped right through. Hand off to Kirksey on 2nd down. He's looking for a hole. Can't seem to get started there. Warriors clamp down.
Number 43, Zawan Poe on the tackle. Also with help from number 98, Antonio Holmes.
3rd and 9. Looks like the Warriors are shutting down here. Say, no, we're not going to let you get that first down. Fairhope. We'll see. 3rd and 9 at the 49. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Jackson tries to reach Winton Blunt outside. Davidson made a run at this pass for a possible interception. Couldn't come up with it.
Travis Barnes. And really, Travis actually cut his angle down.
Yeah, he did.
Had he bubbled it a little bit, that could have been a pick six going back the other way.
But he did seem to mess up Blunt's concentration there because he probably could have came down with that ball, but I think him flashing through prevented the completion. A punt from Fairhope. Willie? 4th and 9.
Was the second one tonight?
And the snap is botched. He gets it off. Blunt gets it off.
And it takes a Fairhope bounce.
Second one tonight. One in the first half and one so far. So 5:43 left in the third quarter. Fairhope up 41-21 over Davidson. Beautiful night here in Mobile at Ladd-Peebles Stadium. I'm Al Wheaton, joined in the booth by Willie Gaston. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We appreciate all the kind things our partners are doing. Keep us here and show you all these fine footage. Thanks for all the fans who came out tonight as well.
Yes.
Great night for football.
Beautiful night for football.
1st and 10 for the Warriors. Manuel steps back. Gets it outside to his man. Dante Edwards, completion. Slight gain there.
Colin Anderson on the tackle, and he's just a sophomore. But that was a great open field tackle.
It was. Wrapped him up. Edwards leaked out the backfield and took that pass there.
And I guess just one of the things that you're seeing out of Davidson, they like the majority of their pass plays come off play action.
Right.
So they're sending them back either to the left or to the right, and they're just trying to get movement to confuse the defense. And right now, it's not confusing Fairhope.
Yeah, they're staying home. Hands off to Edwards. Looks like no gain on that. Sets up third down.
Number 95, Kendrick Snyder on the tackle, as well as number 4, Daniel Miller, and number 1, Chris Williams.
Third and long, about 3rd and 8 here for the Warriors. Down 20 points to the number 2 team in 7A statewide, the Fairhope Pirates. A conversion on first down is real big here. 3rd and 12 looks like to be the call. Manuel gets the ball out. May have picked up the first down. Looks like Reese on the pickup there. No, I'm sorry, Clemens, 46. The young wide receiver, he's a junior, 5'9", 164. Big first down. Keep the drive going for the Warriors. They're not giving up, Willie.
Nope, you can't give up. If you give up in a football game, why play it?
There you go. 1st and 10 for the Warriors, still on the move. Clock still moving, 3:50 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Manuel drops back. Decides he's going to keep it. Gets a couple, maybe 4. Coach Riley told me earlier his team, they're young. Got a lot of sophomores, a lot of juniors. They had some seniors playing, but he said some of the seniors first year. So overall, it really is a young team for the Warriors here. But as you said earlier, sets them up for bigger payoff in a couple years as these kids get this experience that they need.
Yes, it does. When you have a lot of young players coming from their sophomore to their junior year,
Right.
They already know the system. They start playing with a lot more confidence, and they don't think a whole lot when they're playing.
Hand off to Edwards. Cuts around the edge, trying to get it back inside.
He's met by a host of defenders.
Most of the Pirates wrap him up.
Yep, that was number 40, Vance Petty, senior linebacker.
Here's a replay here. Trying to pick his way up through the hole and get some yardage.
Yep.
Sets up about a 3rd and 2, maybe 3rd and 4.
And as a running back, a lot of times you do not like running towards that sideline and get boxed in like that.
Right.
So now it leads to 3rd and short.
2:15 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Manuel drops back, lets it loose, finds Clemens, and he drops the ball. Appears as if that one should have been brought in.
Yep. Desmond Samuels on the coverage.
Big opportunity missed out by the Warriors there to get not a first down, but get on the board.
If you watch the throw, it was a beautiful throw. And when you get to the end of it, I think he tried to be pretty with that one.
I was just about to say, you got to get 2 hands on the ball, really.
He didn't even bother to stick his second one out. Like, yeah, I'm finna show off on this one.
All right. We want to be encouraging to the young men, but you've got to make the fundamental play in a situation like that. Wrap that ball up.
As Chris Carter would say, come on, man.
Oh, it took to the 3rd quarter, but there it is. Come on, man. Our first one tonight. Fair catch called by the Pirates at about the 31. 2:02 left in the 3rd quarter. Fairhope up 41-21 over Davidson. That was an opportunity squandered by the Warriors there.
Oh, yeah.
Some points.
Desmond Samuels fielded the punt.
Stick with us. We'll be right back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We are at Lad People Stadium. Fairhope with the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 32. Kirksey takes the handoff, cuts outside to the right. Appears as if he's grabbed a first down for the Pirates. Looks as if they keep that ball in Kirksey's hand. The Pirates can do their own ball control on the clock tonight, Willie.
Yes, they can. As he goes around. And he's tackled by number 24. Tyler Jackson. We hadn't called his name much tonight.
1st and 10 on the 43. Kirksey does pick up the first down. They give him the rock again. He takes off up the middle, outside. Is he going all the way? Looks as if, yep, he stepped out. I think that one last Davidson defender.
Number 47, Brian Butler, the
great
nickel.
run.
I mean, if you watch his style of running, he runs like Eric Dickerson.
6'1", 210. He's a senior. I was watching Eric Dickerson in Football Life the other night on the NFL Network, and kind of does have that stride, long stride.
That long stride, that quick, shifty move.
One half of the old SMU Pony Express.
Yes, he was.
Fairhope on the move, looking to score in Warrior territory. That's 3 straight handoffs to Kirksey. They are continuing to feed him the ball. Up the middle, close to another first down.
Well, I don't know what you do to stop him. The only other thing you do, put your corners on the aisle and just say, throw it. And lately, throwing the ball is not a great alternative for Davidson.
You're right about that. That last drop pass they had, that was an opportunity, big opportunity given away.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 on the 13. I'm sorry, not 2nd and 1. I'm sorry. Wide open, touchdown, Jackson to Blunt. They connect for a touchdown. The Pirates get on the board again. 43 seconds left in 3rd quarter.
And between number 13, DeMorris Coleman, and number 32, Travis Barnes, both of them looked at each other like, I thought you had them.
Oh, that can't work here. That can't work here.
That can't work.
That can't work here.
But to go back to Clemens' touchdown that he dropped, he made the sophomore mistake.
Yeah. Kick is up by Hayden Terrell. It is good.
Flag on the play. There will be tacked on the kickoff, running into the kicker.
Get a check from our officials here. Stick with us. We'll be back. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back, friends. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Fairhope up 48-21 over Davidson. We're in the 3rd quarter. Only 43 seconds remain, Willie. So Fairhope about to kick off again.
Yep, and they tacked on the penalty, which this should go into the end zone.
Yeah, ball's placed at 45 there.
And again, maybe not.
Davidson takes the kickoff down to about the 25-yard line. Number 86 on the return. That'd be your guy,
Hayden Maxey. I told you. Our Wiggins on the other side, like, really, dude?
They're not kicking the ball to him. Well, you are getting his name on the program. He just can't get his hand on the pigskin.
That's it.
Davidson brings their offense back out again. down 48-21. Marquise Manuel, sophomore quarterback, took over about 2 games ago in the quarterback position. Coach Riley made a quarterback change. Gets it out to number 30. First time I call this name tonight, E.J. Eiffel. He's a senior, 5'8", 188.
I don't think he's been in the game tonight, has he?
Yeah.
I think that's the first time we've seen him.
Picked up a couple, 3 or 4 on that. Did stop the clock, 29 seconds remaining before we enter the 4th quarter. I must say, the Davidson band, they've been keeping us entertained. Couple of nice tunes tonight. Enjoying it. 2nd and 6. Manuel takes a snap. Hands off to Edwards up the middle. Made out a wall of Pirates. May have gained 1.
Number 4, Tanner Williams on the tackle again. Tanner's had quite a few tackles
He's
tonight.
been active tonight, sure has.
I guess by the formations that Davidson's running, I mean, they're not really spreading the field. They got a tight area that they like to run into.
Brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Stay with us. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome you back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. 3rd and 5. Davidson looking for a first down. Manuel flushed out of the pocket. Needs to get rid of it. And complete. Look like he's got the first down. And I believe that may be E.J. Eiffel on the reception. A little slow getting up there. He took a hit.
Yes, he got popped on that one.
Took a hit. I think he's going to remain on the sideline. Let's take a look at the replay here, Bill. Great job of Manuel getting rid of that ball. Yeah, that was.
And it was Daniel Miller on the tackle.
Warriors pick up the first down. 11:48 down, 48-21 to Fairhope. I think Coach Riley's going to have to go a couple gears here with his coaching staff and get some calls in and get some points on the board.
Now, I'm going to let everyone know at home why that tackle hurt. Daniel Miller is 6'2", 205 pounds, playing safety.
David Reese up the middle with a game. That's a big boy.
You don't like that as a running back coming downhill hitting you.
Reese picks up a few, maybe 4 or 5. Fourth quarter score from Pritchard, MCPSS scoreboard. Saraland 41, LaFleur 14. Looks like they'll probably take care of that, have that wrapped up there.
Good end zone shot of the offensive huddle of Davidson.
Absolutely. Great job, our camera crew tonight, getting you the images here. 2nd and 3. Davidson trying to get a first down. Around the edge comes Tavares Jones. First time called his name tonight. Sophomore picks up the first down.
Chris Williams, defensive back on the tackle.
A score right now would really, really boost the confidence of the Warriors, Willie.
Yes, it
really
would. I mean, right now you're playing for pride.
Do you think if they score, you think Coach Riley might call onside kick?
I would.
We've seen 2 tonight from Fairhope.
And they are ahead.
Yeah.
So
quite a surprise. We shall see. Got to score first. Manuel takes the snap. He's looking to get someone and escapes. Rolls out to his left and connects with David Reese. Close to another first down. Warriors on the move. Pride's kicking in. It is homecoming night for Davidson here at Ladd People Stadium.
Number 46, Joshua Nash, and number 39, Colin Anderson, combined for the tackle.
First and 10 at the Fairhope 29. Davidson looking to get back on the board with some more points here. Keep this game tight, keep it interesting. We said earlier, Coach Riley has not lost more than 5 games in a season and hasn't had a losing season in 10 years at Davidson. So winning this one tonight can keep hopes alive. That's the big tight end.
Mr. Bethune.
Yarick Bethune.
Has finally made another appearance.
Yeah. And first down for the Warriors.
And on the tackle, number 6, Desmond Samuels for Fairhope on the coverage.
Warriors break the huddle. Exactly at the 10-minute mark remaining in the game. They need to kind of get the pace up here, get a score. And Manuel keeps it. Pirates snuff him out.
I think right here in this area they were trying to get the ball to Mr. Bethune. But Desmond Samuels was right there covering him.
Absolutely.
So he just decided to tuck it and run. Manuel he saw he wasn't open, so instead of going backside, he just decided, I'm just going to see can I gain some yards, and we'll line it back up and try it again. The old kid and play haircut going on right there.
2nd and 9 at the 17. Manuel keeps it again. Does not escape. Wrapped up
by number 44. Drew. I cannot pronounce his last name.
Drew Fuqua.
Yeah, Fuqua. Yeah. I got to work on that. Mr. Fuqua. Yeah.
3rd and 10 for the Warriors. One of the few times you've given one name on a Pirate tackle. Typically, you've said 2 or 3. When they wrap you up, 2 or 3 of them come around. So
yeah,
Fairhope defense is doing its job. They're getting to the ball to get the tackle. Fake and down to Bethune in the end zone. It is a touchdown for the Warriors. You just said they're getting a young man in the game here. They need to go to him.
Trying to get him into the game.
The big tight end pulls it down for the Warriors. Keeps it interesting.
On the replay, you see.
Great pump fake.
And Desmond Samuels has nothing to be upset about on this. It was just good ball placement. And he was right there.
Right.
He just couldn't make the play.
Extra point by Spence Javante. Lines up. Kick is up. Good. Coach Riley told me he's a soccer player. He gets it in. 48-28 is the score. Don't move. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We welcome you back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. The Warriors just get a score, keeping it interesting. 48-28, down 20 points. Willie, is it coming?
It's
there
coming.
It is, the onside kick. Brought down by the Pirates and right about the 50-yard line. Number 4 for Fairhope, wrapping that ball up, Tanner Williams. And he secured it too.
Yes, he did. And he's a linebacker.
Yeah.
So evidently he has great hands if he's on the hands team. But that was something Fairhope was expecting.
Yep.
And I think Coach Riley would have liked to get a second hop on that ball.
I agree.
But it didn't work out there.
As I said earlier, he told me the kicker, he plays soccer as well, but he's got a good leg on him, so. John Tuvon there. Hand off to Kirksey. Man, he's been running that ball all night for the Pirates. Picks up about 7 or 8.
Met by a host of Davidson Warriors. Number 97, Marky Berry. Number 43, Zawan Poe.
About 8 minutes left for the Warriors. I think you told me you were watching a Warrior-based movie earlier today, watching Gladiator. It's time for the Warriors to get it together and shut them down. They want to stay in this game.
They might needed to watch that at halftime. You know.
A little halftime motivation there.
Yeah.
Pass intended for number 9, Jawan Robinson. Hadn't been able to call his name too often tonight.
No, they hadn't really thrown the ball to him a whole lot tonight.
No, incomplete. Sets
but
up
number 13, Morris Coleman was on the coverage.
Sets up 3rd and 2, so hope still remains for the Warriors. No time to give up right now. 7:40 left in the game. Gray Jackson takes the handoff, passes it off to Kirksey. Oh man, great run.
Great open field tackle by number 10, Kenan Sylvester.
Another Fairhope first down.
Or Kanan Sylvester.
Look at the Fairhope March and Pirates there. Good contingent came over from the Eastern Shore to support their Pirates tonight. So
yep.
I always appreciate a good turnout at high school football. Good family activity, support these kids. Show them all the support you can. Jackson takes a snap.
Excuse me, sorry about that. I want to show you the disparity in size on that last open field tackle.
Okay.
Kersey is 6'1", 210 pounds. Kanan Sylvester is 5'9", 147.
Big difference. Big difference, Willie. Big difference.
When you see that running at you in the open field like that, I'd say this, he has some kahunas.
Well, you've been on that side of the ball, so I'm sure you've seen him.
Well, I was much bigger.
Bigger, yeah. 2nd and 10 at the Warriors 30. Jackson takes a snap. Hands off to Kirksey. Oh, he's just weaving his way. Another first down. Well, it looks like Coach Weingarten is taking a page out of Coach Fred Riley's book. Saying, I'm just going to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball. And using the clock up.
And basically what Fairhope's trying to do right now, they're just trying to get out of here with no injuries.
Yeah.
Game is over in their mind. So as long as we just run the ball, keep our defense rested, and just pound.
Exert their size, exert their strength.
That's it.
1st and 10 at the 19 for Fairhope. Looking to put it in the end zone. Hands off to number 2 for the Pirates, Daniel Miller. If you want to know what's happening in the Mobile County Public Schools, simply follow us on Facebook and Twitter to get breaking news, announcements, and school news. And log on to mcpss.com for up-to-date information. When you see positive news about your schools, share it on your own social media accounts and help us get the word out that good things are happening in Mobile County Public Schools. It starts with us. 5:14 remaining in the game. Fairhope up 48-28 and driving for another score. 2nd and 4. Another handoff to Miller. And he cuts around the edge and takes it in. Touchdown, Fairhope, Willie.
Normally, you do not put your defensive back in as your backup running back.
Yes, sir.
And again, the size disparity.
Yeah, it is. Both teams field a great amount of players. They're both 7A. That's the largest classification in the state. But the size, the experience of Fairhope, is, as you can clearly see, is outweighing the Warriors tonight.
You're looking at a Fairhope team that's laden with juniors and seniors.
Oh, yeah.
So quite possibly next year, Fairhope will be doing some rebuilding.
Fairhope up 55-28. We'll take another break. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
You're looking live at Lab People Stadium. It's the Thursday night high school game of the week. MCPSS high school game of the week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Fairhope with a commanding 55-28 lead over Davidson. 4:58 remains in the game. Little pooch kick there. Taken by the Warriors up to about the 38.
Mr. Wiggins finally got an opportunity to touch the ball.
Yeah, you've been calling his name tonight. Just unfortunately, he hadn't touched it yet. So.
Yep. Mr. Pickens on the tackle. C.J. Pickens made the tackle.
55-28, 4:48 remains in the game. Coach Riley has his team huddled up. What do you think he's saying to him, Willie?
Guys, let's do something positive for the night. Let's get us a touchdown before we get out of here. And that's what you want to see from your offense right now. I mean, you know the game is over. Right now, you just want to, hey, let's just keep fighting. Never know what's going to happen.
Manuel gets it outside to David Reese. Gets across the midfield mark, picks up the first down.
Number 23, Jared Yenawine on the tackle.
Clock stops to move the chains. 4:36. Looks like the Warriors want to get some more points. Playing for pride here. It's homecoming night. Manuel steps back. And that pass is dropped by E.J. Eiffel. He could have brought that down and got to the sideline. That would stop the clock.
Yep.
The clock does stop with an incomplete pass, but
would have gained some yards.
Would have gained some yards. Manuel looks to the sideline, gets the call from the coaching staff. Bethune comes out wide here on the left. Tight end. Maybe they may be looking at him. Manuel takes it up the middle. Looked as if that possibly could have been a face. Didn't see a flag come in, but saw the young man's head kind of come around there. Manuel there.
Yep,
take a look at it and see on the replay. No, just got the pads.
He just grabbed the jersey.
Good eye on the officials. My 4 up here are not working. 3:55 remains in the game. Warriors just past the midfield mark. Down 55-28. Third down pass to Bethune. He had it and just dropped it.
Can't say what to say about that one. On the replay.
Just dropped it.
Man drops back, hits him right in the hands.
Right in the hands.
But even though he had to reach back, You got to make those catches. If you, as my old wide receiver coach, Coach Lofton, used to always say, if it hits your hands, you're supposed to catch it.
Right. You talked about Chris Carter earlier, which you come on. I've heard him say a few times, if you get 2 hands on it, you need to bring it in.
Yeah.
Need to bring it in. 4th and 10. Down 55-28. Of course, the Warriors going to go for it here. Try to keep the drive alive and get some more points on the board. Manuel rolls out looking deep. And almost hauled in. I believe that was to Eiffel, E.J. Eiffel. He's come in this 4th quarter and touched the ball a lot there, Willie, but unfortunately couldn't bring it in that time.
Yep, and it was an excellent pass by Manuel. A nice tight spiral right in his hands. He just got distracted by number 3, Charles Jones. He wiggled his arm enough in front of him to where it distracted him.
It broke his concentration.
And he dropped the ball.
Ball turned over on downs, and situation like this, 3:28 left in the game. Believe we're going to have to go deep on the roster sheet here, Willie. Coach Weingart looks as if he's pulled a couple of starters here. Number 13, Colin Davis, comes in as quarterback. A lot of clean uniforms out there now, Willie.
Yep.
Number 41 gets the handoff. Connor Bradford. Then some of those second, third stringers get some action here.
Yeah, and I think Coach Riley doing the same.
Yeah. He's got a young team, and you said earlier, they got great things coming in a couple of years, so those sophomores and juniors.
As I said, they are a sophomore and junior laden team.
3 minutes remaining at the game here at Lad People Stadium in Mobile. It's the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Handoff back again to Bradford. Fairhope just keeping the ball on the ground, keeping the clock moving.
Number 55 for Davidson. Zachary Portlock, sophomore, on the tackle.
Third and 8. Quarterback Colin Davis, he's a junior. He's got another year to come back. Hands off to number 38. Big yards there. Big gain. Troydale Odom, sophomore, running back. Take a look at the replay here.
Morris Coleman on the tackle. Number 13.
Gets the Pirates into Warriors territory once again. 1st and 10 on the 32. Exactly 2 minutes remaining in the game. Handoff to number 11, went Blunt. I'm sorry, Connor Bradford. Connor Bradford on that run. Picked up a few yards.
A lot of young guys getting the opportunity to get some playing time.
Absolutely. Ball sits on the Warriors 28.
I mean, a lot of disappointment on the Davidson sideline, but I mean, when you look at it, can't really be disappointed. You're put in a bad situation.
28 points they put up on the Pirates there. Approaching 1 minute remaining in the game. Good move by Davis there to come back and take a knee. No need in putting any more points on the board. They've done enough here. 55-28, less than 1 minute in the ball game.
Yep. They're just letting the clock run now. And like I said, as Davidson, this is a good building tool.
Absolutely.
They put points on the board. They hung in there for a little while. But I mean, they can't hang their heads down.
I was just about to say, no need in hanging your head down. Playing the number 2 team in the state, number 1 team in the region, undefeated. Davis just letting the play clock get all the way down about 5 seconds without getting a delay of game.
And as they say, and as Jim Carrey said, and that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Coach Riley heads out to shake the hand of Coach Adam Wingard. Looks like the Pirates going to come out on top tonight, 55-28 over the Warriors. Great ball game. Fairhope remains undefeated. And the Warriors take a loss. Stay with us. We'll be back to wrap up the action tonight. You're watching the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. Welcome back to the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Football Game of the Week. You've just seen Fairhope defeat Davidson 55-28. Commanding performance from the Pirates over the Warriors tonight, Willie.
Yes, well, that tells you why they're the number 2 team in the state. And they came out tonight, they played some great ball, and they basically in the second half just decided, let's go for the jugular and put this game out of reach. So on the other hand, you look at Davidson, they put up 28 points on the number 2 team in the state with a young team.
Right.
So they got a lot to look forward to as far as next year. Right now, Coach Riley got a good nucleus right now.
Absolutely does. Coach Weingarter comes over to Mobile, brings his team number 2 ranked in the state. They're averaging 40 points, put up 55 tonight. Next week they have Murphy in Fairhope, which has set them up for a real good opportunity to remain undefeated, but a good game in store there next week.
Yes, it is. And normally Murphy and Fairhope is a rivalry game.
Right.
I remember when I played in it, I loved that game because the atmosphere there is electric. It's just like playing in a college game.
Right.
So, you know, you're going to have both sides filled up, and, I mean, it's going to be a lot of people at that game, and that's going to be a great game and a fun game to just sit there and watch.
The way it looks like it, the Warriors, this pretty much could spell the end for their playoff hopes tonight. Came in 2-3, a loss tonight, puts them at 2-4, and doesn't look like they're going to make one of those top 4 seeds tonight.
No, but right now, if I'm Coach Riley, I'm going to tell my team, look, it's not over with. We can still make some things happen. A few people lose, we right back in it. So all we got to do is just win out and let the chips fall where they may.
Right. All right, Willie, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us tonight for the MCPSS Thursday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by WKRG TV. We're going to join Welcome Back Carter in progress. Have a great evening.